Your heart is racing and your mind is trapped in a loop of fear that feels impossible to break. This automatic anxiety is not just a mental state, but a frequency of survival that has hijacked your divine blueprint. What if I told you that 2,000 years ago, Jesus moved through the world with a peace that was literally unshakable? He did not achieve this state through modern psychology, but through a deep mastery of the Aramaic word and its resonance. There is a specific 7-minute cycle of sound and breath that acts as a spiritual expulsion for the shadows that haunt your subconscious. You have been fighting these battles with your intellect, but the solution resides in the ancient vibration of the living breath. Today, we are going to reclaim the secret frequency that was designed to clear your temple of all parasitic worry. Prepare to transition from a state of constant alarm into the absolute authority of the Master. The struggle you feel within your chest is a disconnection from the original rhythm of the universe that Jesus walked in every single day. In the ancient world, there was no separation between the breath and the spirit, and this is why the word ruha is so vital to your restoration. This Aramaic word represents both the wind and the Holy Spirit, signifying a movement of energy that cannot be contained by human fear. When anxiety takes hold, your ruha becomes shallow and restricted, trapping you in a cycle of perceived danger that exhausts your nervous system. Jesus understood that to expel the spirit of heaviness, one must first return to the expansive frequency of the source. By focusing on the sounds he spoke in his native tongue, you are not just learning history, but you are engaging in a biological reset. The language of Galilee was designed to vibrate the skull and the heart, creating a resonance that literally shakes loose the static of anxiety. You are a vessel of light that has become clouded by the expectations and pressures of a world that's forgotten its own sacred origin. This 7-minute code is the key to flushing out the toxins of worry that have settled in your cellular memory over years of survival. As we dive deeper into this practice, you will start to feel a shift in the very foundation of your being, as if a heavy veil is being lifted. The authority of Jesus was not a distant magic, but a present reality that is accessible to anyone who knows how to tune their internal instrument. You were never meant to live in a state of constant panic or to feel like a victim of your own racing thoughts. Understanding these frequencies is the first step, but mastering their vibration in your daily life is where the true miracle happens. I receive many messages asking for the correct pronunciation and sequence of these sounds, so I have prepared 2 sacred guides to help you bridge this gap. You can find the link pinned in the comments to begin your practical journey today. To understand why this code is so effective, we must look at the specific way the Aramaic word known as Shlama functions within the human psyche. This is the word commonly translated as peace, but its root meaning is actually to be whole or to be restored to its original state. When Jesus offered his peace to his followers, he was actually offering them a recalibration of their entire energetic structure. This frequency of Shlama acts as an immune system for the soul, identifying the dissonant frequencies of anxiety and neutralizing them with the power of divine order. You cannot find this peace in the external world because it is a condition of your inner kingdom that must be consciously activated through sound. Most people pray for peace while their internal vibration is still screaming in fear, which creates a conflict that prevents the healing from taking root. By using the ancient syllables of the Master, you bypass the wall of the ego and speak directly to the parts of you that are frozen in trauma. This is how you stop the automatic nature of your anxiety. You replace the automatic fear program with an automatic divine resonance. Jesus lived from this center of wholeness, which allowed him to sleep in the middle of a storm while others were convinced they were perishing. You carry that same seed of wholeness within you, but it has been buried under layers of noise and social conditioning that prioritize stress over spirit. Reclaiming this frequency requires a deliberate choice to stop entertaining the narratives of the mind and start feeling the truth of the breath. As you do this, the physical symptoms of anxiety begin to dissolve because they no longer have a frequency to cling to within your body. If this teaching is stirring a deep resonance in your heart, it is a sign that your soul is ready to return to its original blueprint. To support you in this transition, my guides explain the layers of meaning behind the first sacred words, offering you a path to clear the interference of the world. The link to access these tools is waiting for you in the pinned comment. The secret to the 7-minute duration lies in the way the human heart and brain synchronize when exposed to the high-vibrational Aramaic word for an extended period. Jesus often retreated to the mountains or the desert to maintain this, ensuring his frequency remained untouched by the collective anxiety of the world. One of the most powerful sounds for this practice is Maranatha, a call for the divine presence to manifest in the immediate moment of the practitioner. When you repeat this resonance, with the specific intention of clearing fear, you are essentially calling your spirit back into your body from all the places it is scattered. Anxiety is often the result of our energy being trapped in a non-existent future or a painful past, leaving the present moment empty and vulnerable. By anchoring yourself in the sound of the Master, you force your consciousness to return to the only place where divine authority actually exists, the now. This is where the automatic anxiety is expelled, because fear cannot survive in the presence of a fully embodied and conscious spirit. Jesus taught that the light of the body is the eye, and if your vision is single-meaning, focused on the source, your whole body will be full of light. This ancient code is the practical method for achieving that singleness of vision and clearing the shadows of the subconscious mind. You will notice that as you reach the middle of this 7-minute cycle, your breathing naturally slows down and your heart rate begins to stabilize into a coherent pattern. This is the physiological evidence of the spiritual work being done through the power of the original language of the heart. You are not just thinking about peace, you are literally becoming the frequency of peace through the syllables of the Master. We must also consider the word Ephphatha, which Jesus used to command a total opening of the senses and the spirit to the divine flow. Many times, our anxiety is caused by a contraction, a spiritual tightening that happens when we feel we must protect ourselves from the harshness of life. This contraction blocks the flow of grace and keeps us trapped in a small, fearful version of ourselves that is easily overwhelmed by external events. When you speak this Aramaic word, you are commanding your internal gates to open and allow the light of the source to flush out any stagnation. It is a declaration of trust that the universe is supporting you and that you no longer need to carry the burden of your own protection. The Master demonstrated that true power comes not from being closed and guarded, but from being so open that no darkness can find a place to land. This is the level of spiritual authority you are being invited to inhabit today through the practice of these ancient Aramaic sounds. Imagine every cell of your body vibrating with the command to be open, releasing the tension you have carried in your jaw, your shoulders, and your stomach. This is the expulsion of anxiety on a physical and metaphysical level, leaving you refreshed and ready to face the world with a new perspective. The 7-minute code acts as a systematic cleansing of your entire temple, ensuring that no corner of your being remains in the dark. You are reclaiming the space that fear once occupied and filling it with the radiant presence of the Divine Master. The final stage of this process involves the word Abwoon, which connects you to the birthing power of the cosmic Father-Mother and grounds your new frequency. This Aramaic word reminds you that you are a child of the light, born from a source that is infinite and inherently peaceful. When you end your 7-minute cycle with this resonance, you are sealing the work and ensuring that the peace you have cultivated stays with you. Jesus used this understanding to remain centered even when facing the greatest challenges of his life. Knowing that his origin was beyond the reach of human conflict, you are now equipped with the same tools he used to navigate a chaotic world with absolute grace and unshakable inner power. Do not be surprised if you feel a profound sense of stillness that you haven't experienced in years. This is your natural state returning to you. The automatic anxiety has been expelled because you have replaced it with a conscious connection to the original language of creation. You are no longer a slave to your nervous system, but a master of your own vibration through the sacred sounds of the ancient path. This is the beginning of a new way of living, where you move from a place of victory rather than fighting for a victory that never seems to come. Hold this frequency of the Aramaic word in your heart as you go about your day, and watch how the world begins to respond to your new state of being. You have the authority to command your own peace, and today you have finally reclaimed the key to that ancient and powerful door. In this session, we have explored the profound mechanics of how the language of Jesus can literally reprogram your internal state to expel the grip of automatic anxiety. From the expansive breath of Ruha to the structural wholeness of Shlama, you now possess the roadmap to return to your original divine blueprint. This 7-minute practice is more than a technique. It is a spiritual homecoming that allows you to walk with the same authority and peace as the Master did centuries ago. In this session, we have explored the profound mechanics of how the language of Jesus can literally reprogram your internal state to expel the grip of automatic anxiety. From the expansive breath of Ruha to the structural wholeness of Shlama, you now possess the roadmap to return to your original divine blueprint. This 7-minute practice is more than a technique. It is a spiritual homecoming that allows you to walk with the same authority and peace as the Master did centuries ago. You have learned that your words and your sounds are the literal tools of your transformation, and that you no longer have to be a victim of a racy mind. Carry these frequencies with you as a shield and a light, knowing that the source of all peace is already vibrating within your very soul. Visit Divine Light Academy at the link below to access my complete guides and start your journey into the living language of the Masters. But before you go, I want to hear from you. What did you feel during this session? Comment the word restoration below. If you felt a shift in your energy today, we read every response, and your testimony strengthens this entire community of light. We are just scratching the surface of this ancient power. Get ready, because in our next video, I will reveal even deeper Aramaic codes that unlock spiritual authority you've never imagined. Make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss this unfolding revelation. Right now, before you close this video, come to the comments and tell us, what did you feel, what shifted? We read every single response. And if this teaching found you today, subscribe to this channel. Every week, we go deeper into the ancient frequency codes that were always meant to be yours.